Hello and welcome to another episode of Morn and Eventide, where the purpose is to recite the words of God every morning and every end of day. The previous time we discussed that we will begin with the hidden words. We said what the hidden words mean, and that basically they are the gems or the essence of what hath always been sent throughout history to the different manifestations of God, and clothed in this sense of brevity, or in a kind of a shorter way, to help us practically in real life to be able to apply these concepts in our lives and understand them deeply. And today we will begin with the first hidden word. Of course, always we will start by reading, and then we will move on to basically my personal thoughts and explanations on it, and maybe we could discuss some real-life examples. So let's start with the reading. O Son of Spirit, my first counsel is this: possess a pure, kindly and radiant heart, that thine may be a sovereignty, ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. So, my first counsel is this. What does this mean? It means that this is the first thing that has been asked from us, right? In the hidden words, for us to have a heart. What kind of heart are we supposed to have here? A pure, kindly, and radiant heart. This is kind of like three different levels, right? The heart itself needs to be pure. It needs to be void of any hatred towards people. And then needs to be kindly. This is kind of, I feel like it's the evolution of being pure. It goes a bit outwards, that it's kind, because you can only be kind to others, right? But it just doesn't stop there. It has to be radiant. And if you think about a lamp, right, you could have a very, very, very soft lamp with very soft light. Well, it does its function. It's useful, but it's not radiant. It doesn't shine brightly. It may not be very helpful, or its power may not be as strong as a radiant lamp, for example. And this is what our heart is supposed to be like. We need a radiant heart to all people around us to share this kindness. So what's the reason that we need this kind of heart? That thine may be a sovereignty, ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. Now, this is a bit difficult terminology here in English, but from my experience, again, reading it in Arabic, it's always useful to read the quotations in multiple languages, if, of course, you have the knowledge of multiple languages, to understand it in both lenses. And from what I understood in this section, it's this kind of gift that we have, or possession. And we have many different types of possessions, and most of them are temporary. You possess the phone that you're listening from. I possess the microphone that I'm recording from. You possess some kind of food that you will eat, and it will stop existing after that. And there's different levels to it. But if you think about a radiant heart, what kind of possession, ancient, imperishable, and everlasting possession it brings you? Let's think about our interactions with people in our lives. I think we could split it into different levels, for example. So there are people who we just pass by. We just meet them once. We might smile, and the smile actually has a powerful effect. It could brighten someone's day. And their only memory of you will be this smile, this lasting, maybe not infinitely lasting, I'm not really sure about that, but it's quite a lasting impression. That's the only impression they have of you. And when we progress even further, to our relationship with our friends, with our family, if we always maintain this radiant heart, even when we're not here anymore in this world, this will be the lasting impression, this will be the lasting effect or the blueprint that we left on this world. And even more than that, in our lives, what our work is about, what we do in life, the products of our creativity and service, these are all effects that could be, or possessions that could be forever, that could last forever, these connections with people, or this positive effect on someone, or positive effect on a family. Let's say you helped a struggling family or a struggling person. This could last forever. Of course, this is not the only example. This is not the only definition or meaning of this quotation. But we always will take a look at one of the examples, one of the quotations, one of the meanings. And I look forward to hearing also from you. If you have any examples that you would like to share with us, of course, if you're listening from a platform that you could share an example, that would be very insightful. So please drop your examples. I would be very happy to read them. So thank you very much for listening to this episode of Morn and Eventide. And I look forward to meeting you on the next one.